Opal's cat. There's a tag going around where you name your 3 most educational channels that you regularly watch. And I don't really like tag videos, so I'm not going to tag anybody. I do think it's kind of interesting to try and promote channels that aren't actually well known. At the same time, channels that you get a lot out of. So I came up with 3, and then I came up with another 3, and then I came up with another 3, and then I came up with another 3, and then I have an overall. So it's 13 for those people who are mathematically inclined, and I will just list them one at a time, tell you a bit about the channel, and then show you a screenshot from the channel, and I'll link them all at the end in the video and the description. I think all of these are worthwhile for various reasons for me. They might not be for you, but if you haven't heard of them and they sound interesting, you might want to look at them. So first off, my first top 3 category is channels I frequently watch that teach me how to eat and cook better. Not necessarily foraging or homesteading, but channels that I find educational. As I've mentioned before, Homestead Tessie, definitely #1 channel there. Excellent, lots of food. A lot of it I can't eat because I'm vegan, but a lot of it I can. How to preserve food, how to get food, how to look after food on a realistic budget in a realistic way, and extremely fun. She also has a subset of videos on Christianity and prayer, so if you are of that mind, that will also be a benefit to her channel. It's a pretty big channel as well now. She cooks is over 6,000 subs, going to be a mega channel. But she cooks, does various things that I like. Mostly it's from a raw food, veganish bent, and lots of different ethnic types of foods, how to make them. The videos are extremely good, well produced, short, snappy videos, which explains the subscriber rush. But I really like them. In this category of cooking stuff I like is YueRawWonder. This is aggressively vegan raw foods, but again at the same time very excellent videos, very well produced, short and snappy videos that will highlight 1 or 2 aspects of diet that everybody should embrace. So I recommend those 3. The next category I have for you guys is general educational channels, general stuff I like to watch because it teaches me about my world in different ways and in ways I enjoy. #1 in this category would be Isaac Arthur. He's over 250,000 subs at this point, but I really enjoy his channel. Interesting, it combines my love of science fiction and futurism with well-produced, very long, very detailed, very thoughtful videos, and some of the smartest comments going on YouTube, probably. The next one, this was, you may not have heard of this channel. You may have heard of Rewilding University, and I strongly recommend all preppers, anybody into emergency preparedness, looks at Rewilding University. Very, very, very good channel. Anyway, Kenton is a great guy, and he has in fact got a smaller channel called Kenton Whitman, and I've been subbed to that for quite some time. That channel gives you a lot of stuff that other people have tried to do in the past in prepping channels about spiritual, heart, mind, preparing and dealing with the universe. So it's like the, how should I put this? It's like the hippie end, the new agey end of Rewild University. Pardon me. Thoroughly recommend that. He's only got at the moment 1.4k subs on that channel. It's an infrequent channel, but a very deep channel.
Something's wrong 'cause my mind is...
Now the other one you may or may not like, and I have mentioned it before, mostly because I think it's a really good channel, is Dore. Dore is a progressive leftist comedian who you may not find funny, but he does stuff that you really aren't getting on mainstream media. He does stuff that even FullSpectrumSurvival news bulletins is missing, and he's doing it from a left-wing progressive point of view, but he has absolutely no hesitation to rip left-wing progressives new ones when they deserve it. And I do think, though some of his videos might cause people of the right to froth at the mouth, a lot of his channels will give you information you should be accessing. And if you are the right wing, you should be looking at some left wing stuff, and if you're on the left wing, you should be looking at some of the right wing stuff. Next to last category is got nothing at all whatsoever to do with prepping, but channels I routinely go to that make me happier. Now, the third choice in this may well surprise you guys. It surprised me when I decided on it. What I did was I looked through over 680 subs channels that I'm on, and came up with these. Number one here is DifferingLikes. It is what it is. It's nature. It's nature music. It's no music. It's just the sounds of nature, well produced, well photographed, and I really enjoy that channel. I've mentioned it before, and I'll mention it again. I think it's a great idea for all of us to do a little bit of this, and DifferingLikes certainly should have more subs than 1,200. The other one you probably never heard of, although I think this is one of the guys that made a push for sub. It's HLRJaystee Moore. Now, this is actually by fluke. This young guy, who's not that young anymore, I don't think, lives in Toronto, and he makes rap music. Now, I don't particularly like rap music, but his stuff's really good, and the lyrics are very thoughtful and very political, very in the now, and the videos are very relatable to me because it's Toronto. So if you do like hip hoppity music, give him a look, and if you don't, but you want to see if you can actually expose yourself to that sort of genre, which is an important genre, the music, in a way that's accessible, definitely check out Jaystee. Great guy, very strong sub-to-sub supporter, and I like the guy. He also openly smokes marijuana, which isn't technically legal in Toronto yet. So if you are averse to black culture and marijuana use, watch him, because you need to change your attitude. The third one in this category will kind of shock people, because it shocked me. Brad and Kelly, FullSpectrumSurvival. Yes, it's a prepping channel. Yes, it's a homesteading channel. Yes, it's a political channel. Yes, it is a news channel. But I enjoy their stuff. Even when I vehemently disagree, which I have on occasion with some of their output, it makes me happy. The Brad and Kelly ooze a certain sense of love and loyalty and nowness in the world that's missing on a lot of people's channels, and when on occasion they bring guests in, when on occasion they explain their lives, when on occasion they introduce neighbours and things like that, you can see that these are well-rounded people who are happy and have got their stuff together. And it's important to watch people who've got their stuff together. There's a lot of actually bigger subscribe prepping channels than theirs, where the host needs serious psychiatric help.
1, 2, you know what to do.
Alright.
So that's those three. So then the last category of top three for me will be prepping channels, homestead channels that I really like. Number one, no question, Potpourri. What can you say? She's got everything, fascinating videos, detailed videos, she educates, she explains, she is also very obviously a well-centered person, very generous and compassionate as well, and you'll get a heck of a lot of Potpourri. I'm guessing every single one of my subs is sub to her. If you're not, you really should be. The other one will be ethical preparedness. I like ethical preparedness because although he's a bigger channel now, he hasn't lost his mission, which is to educate real stuff to real people in real ways. And he does have a pro-gun bent. He is an oath keeper. So I'm warning you of that if you don't like that sort of attitude up front. But it really doesn't change the content or change his obvious strong moral sense, and you'll get a lot out of his channel, especially about dealing with crime and dealing with security in root down. And he is pushing gardening and all the rest of the stuff because, as he keeps saying, it's not just about guns. The other one is Conservative Christine. She's been getting quite a few shout outs lately, which is great. She's not been getting many subs from them, which is bad. She puts out very few videos, and she puts out fairly long videos, and they're fun videos to watch, and you really should watch them. And you really should subscribe to Conservative Views by Christine. Not quite sure why people aren't. Do you have a bias against people like Conservative Christine? I'm left of progressive. We get on great. She's an open-minded person and a huge resource for all of us. Yeah, I did 12. It's impossible. I mean, there's so many channels I'm not going to name because I'll miss people who teach me, who educate me, all of them do. But right now, a channel that I would like people to be more aware of, because I kind of like it, is Common Man Conservation. This is a reasonably young guy who has got a background in ecology and forestry. He just did 3 videos, actually for me, because I asked him to, on tree identification. And even if you're good at tree identification, he's done master's degree in this. His 3 videos, which I'll link all 3, wow. Like, duh, it teaches me, who doesn't know much, how to identify trees and what technical manuals I should be using and how to use them. And because he actually takes the manual and then identifies something with it and shows you the process. He's a busy guy because he's got education going on. He doesn't produce that many videos, so you're not going to get overwhelmed. But I do think you should actually take a look at his channel. I do think you subscribe him. So thanks for that. That was a pretty long video. I do apologise for doing 13 tags instead of 3. But rules are guidelines. Anyway, have a great day, everybody. I hope you get something out of this. Yeah, I'd be fascinated. You can let me know below, or you can do a VR, not just necessarily to me, but to the community. What are your top 3 educational videos, channels that you're subscribed to? And why you subscribe to them, and why should I be subscribed to them if I'm not? Alright, well, have a great day.
Taking up space, sending junk mail to the whole human race. Stole my genome from the salt of the earth, made my brain for to see what it's worth. lights out.